What is up, guys? Today we are doing cooking with usual. Yet another great addition to the meta of Payday is being made today. I am using my Burn2theGround build. This build was made with a dream in mind. This dream was realizing, well, I guess just burning everything to the ground? There's not much more to say about it. I'm using fire-only weapons. That means I am using the flamethrower and I am using a flaming China puff. Does that mean it's a little bit hard to get messiahs sometimes? Well, yeah. Does that matter? No. We have the strength of the Fire Nation by our side. So we'll just feign death and stand right up. It's fantastic.
Destroy the weapons or get them up to the van. Getting them to the van will get us more.
As you noticed, well, not really promised, but as I stated in my sociopath video that I posted quite recently, I did decide that I was going to start doing some different one-down solos with these kooky builds. However, I don't view this build as kooky whatsoever. I view this as game-changing, to say the least. I've said that about every build thus far, but for real, this is game-changing. This build actually worked a bit better than I thought it was going to. To go in a little bit about the build, I am using, of course, the flamethrower. I was using the well done modifier, or like the well done mod for the flamethrower, when I actually wanted to use the one that boosts your total ammo but lowers the damage. I feel like having more ammo was a little bit more beneficial as opposed to having a very minuscule increase in damage. However, due to the number of ticks that the flamethrower gets per second, the damage output might have actually been better for one down. I'm not quite certain. I haven't played with the other flamethrower modification. I just jumped straight in with this one and just kind of went ham. I did decide to pack C4 with me so that I could go ahead and blow up in these trucks. I am using Kingpin because, well, I've been practicing with it, as I said in my Panic Room video, and because it just worked really well. It synchronized pretty well with this build in the sense that I didn't have to put points into dodge or put points into armor. I was just able to grab this perk deck and go. I probably could have used Anarchist as well, but I found more success with, or I felt like I would have more success with Kingpin. So of course I was limited to my 2 Dr. Bag charges up here. Limited to my ammo bag up here as well. Of course the grenade case didn't matter because I'm using Kingpin, so my throwable is my injector. So probably the only major downside to using this perk deck is not having a throwable. However, being able to basically have a 6-second stun grenade that recharges every 30 seconds, you know, it really isn't that bad, as far as I'm concerned. I did want to pick up some skills that would possibly allow me to reload the flamethrower a bit faster. However, it was just as easy to sit behind cover and let it do its longer reload. Of course, using the flamethrower for more immediate attacks on enemies, trying to use it in spurts as opposed to using it in long continuous streams, particularly on enemies that would be stunned by fire, such as shields, tasers, standard units, and so forth. But for medics, of course, I tried to you know, actually spray them a bit so that I could get some continuous damage ticks. I did get lit up as I was running around cover here. I went ahead and tried to burn this medic a bit, but I ended up actually killing him a bit faster than I had really intended to. However, once again, the strength of the Fire Nation was on our side and allowed us to feign death, our way to victory. Well, at least feign death to get behind cover. Of course, I still had quite a few bags to get after this. I only had 2 at this point. And already whittled down to 1 Dr. Bag charge. But I wasn't too concerned. My 1 convert basically being a one-man army. Trying to shoot the flaming China puff, or the incendiary China puff, down the hill to kind of lock some enemies off and prevent them from advancing up the hill. However, it was kind of hard to aim and get it to go exactly where I wanted it to, considering that I couldn't actually see the hill and I just kind of had to blind fire it. But that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and put some trip mines down in here while I was picking up the rest of the, I think the other 4 weapons that were in this hangar. Waiting for my injector to regen there before I darted out of the hangar. I kind of caught in a bad situation here, but thankfully I was able to... Well, I thought I was going to get a Messiah off that shield until the taser kind of ruined that for me. However, the Fire Nation, again, we are 3 for 3 right now, people. This build doesn't lie. I can't convey to you enough how incredible this build is because of the feigned deathluck that it gave me. It was awesome. I really did feel like the Fire Nation was giving me their strength so that I could pull this off in these otherwise ridiculous circumstances. Would it have been a bit safer to probably, like, you know, bring med bags and just drill the trucks open instead? Well, yeah, sure, but I mean, explosions are close enough to fire, right? Sadly, I didn't have enough points to pick up fire trap for my trip mines. Otherwise, I definitely would have, just to accentuate the build. However, I just didn't have enough points to make it work for solo. I was so disappointed, and I have to apologize because I feel like that would have just made it even better. And of course, since I was using Kingpin, I couldn't bring some sort of fire grenades. I was a little disappointed about that as well. But I mean, come on, I'm already packing a flamethrower and a incendiary China Puff, as well as using the Mother Forker melee, which is a barbecue pack weapon as opposed to a something a bit more useful like the taser. I accidentally used my injector. Well, I was going to say a little bit too late, but that was like almost a full half second too late. My reaction time was a little off right there. I definitely died a lot quicker than I was anticipating to, though. I thought this was the end, but somebody ran into my fire! Again, the luck, the Fire Nation's blessing is upon me. They just ran into my fire and got themselves killed. So I mean, if that's what they're into, that's fine. I'll take it every day of the week. Had to be a little careful right here. I don't know why I used my injector right there. That's kind of a really stupid injector move. I wanted to use it in case I got shot up from behind while I was moving to this spot, but now I have to sit here for 30 seconds in a pretty terrible position, waiting for my injector to recharge. We'll go ahead and put some trip mines there just to kind of cover myself in case enemies run around the sides while I'm waiting for my injector to recharge so that I can make a mad dash up the hill to the doctor bag. Thought I was going to make it up the hill without having to use my injector, but had to use it just to be on the safe side. I think I would have made it without using it, but of course it's not worth taking the risk and losing it when I'm so close to the doctor bag. Converts being a big baby and hiding behind the van instead of fighting a one-man army. Trip mines were exploding left and right, killing dozers and standard units. It was incredible. I didn't throw, but I shot the China Puff shots there so that I could block enemies from coming through the fence while I was waiting for my injector to recharge. Didn't quite make it as far as I wanted to. Got pretty much obliterated right here. More Fire Nation feigned death luck. Every single one of these revives have been clutch to the extreme from luck. Like even the one where I Messiah'd, it was still luck. It was so great. I wish this would happen on more runs. However, I feel like this run deserved it the most. You know? This run needed all the help it could get, is basically what I'm trying to say. This, I mean, I'm not trying to make it sound like this build isn't, you know, super meta and super optimal or anything like that, but, you know, I guess I melted the lock on that door. I just was kind of trying it to see if it would work, and somehow it did. So, I mean, if it works, right? That's all that matters. Make another mad dash up the hill. Injector is like, it was so perfectly timed. It would give me just enough time to get basically from the bottom of the hill to the top of the hill, and then behind cover again before it wore off. So great. Again, going ahead and covering my the entrances to the road right there, so I could let my injector recharge. Some tasers were starting to poke through though. Had to make quick work of them, and by quick work I mean make them die a slow, painful death via burning alive. I mean, is there a better way to go? Well, I mean, there's probably like way better ways to go, but since this gate was open, I now had a much better area to run to when I was out from, or after my injector wore off. And now, I only need to explode 2 measly weapon bags and make it back up to the van. Of course, I was hoping that I didn't have to blow up another truck. I mean, I had C4 charges, so I could if I needed to. However, I just wanted to find an open one to save myself a few extra seconds. Bag exploded practically instantly, and I was a little miffed at that. Just like, what? Why did it explode instantly? It usually takes a second or two, so I decided to try to space myself a bit better before I did it. And then the Fire Nation was attacked by a wad of cops. So I just went to town with the flamethrower and just held it, hoping that I would kill something. But again, the luck, all but one of these revives have been a feign death. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. The stars aligned for this run to happen. And I am so glad that it did. And as usual, thank you for watching.
Hector's people will face a lot less resistance thanks to you.